Hello, Seiiti Arata. The ability to solve problems is one of the most relevant skills that you can learn. When it comes to your personal life, efficient problem-solving skills can make you reach your goals, move forward with your projects, and even make stressful situations more manageable. As for your professional life, having problem-solving skills will bring you better jobs and opportunities for higher wages. However, there is a large obstacle in the way of someone who wants to solve problems efficiently. And that obstacle is to clearly define what the problem is and thus be able to draw up a plan to solve it in the best possible way. And the good news is that there is a centuries-old, tested and validated method that can increase your ability to understand and solve any sort of problem, regardless of whether it is a professional or personal one. And this method is known as the 5W2H method. 5W2H is a 7-question method created to clarify what the problem is and how to solve it. 5W2H stands for the 7 questions you have to ask in order to define your problem and plan a solution. 5 of those questions start with the letter W, and 2 questions start with the letter H. Thus, 5W, 2H. And the 5W questions are what, why, where, when, and who. Now the 2H questions are how and how much. Those questions originated in the ancient times in the ethic and rhetoric fields. Aristotle called these questions the 7 circumstances. And over time, corporations adopted these 7 questions as a management tool to help in decision-making and solving problematic situations. It looks like a simple method, and it truly is. However, at the same time, it is also a powerful way of bringing clarity to situations that you're facing in your professional, your personal life. So, let's see how to put this method into practice. The answers to the 5W2H questions define the problem and guide you to a solution. Think of any problem that you're currently facing. It can be a financial problem, a work-related problem, or even a personal goal, such as losing weight. The first question you have to answer is what, as in what should be done? What exactly is the problem to be solved or the goal to be reached? Write down the answer on paper, on your smartphone, or on your laptop. This is a very important aspect of the method. All your answers must be written down. Writing has the power of organizing and structuring your ideas much better than just thinking them through. Since the 5W2H method's goal is to clarify a situation, these written answers are fundamental. And after defining what, the second question is why. As why should you overcome this problem or complete this goal that you just set? Oftentimes, we say that we want to do something without even knowing why we actually want to do it. And when your reasons are weak, you will probably procrastinate a lot. However, if your reasons for doing something are strong, it will be harder to not start acting. And the third question is where? Where will it be done? There are actions that can only be performed in specific places where you will have access to a specific tool, a person, or any other resource that is needed to solve the problem, for example. The fourth question is when. When will you need to solve that problem? One of the most important aspects you need to establish when you're setting your goals is a deadline. Some people even say that goals are just dreams with longer deadlines, so you need to set a clear date in order to be able to solve this problem or reach your goal. However, beware of long deadlines. If you have a great problem that only can be solved over months, break down that great problem into smaller steps so you can have shorter, weeks-long deadlines. Short deadlines keep you engaged. They give you the feeling of progress as you accumulate your victories, fulfilling smaller steps in a greater problem. And then the fifth question is who? Who will solve the problem? Who are you going to solve this problem with? Maybe you have a problem that has to be solved by someone else. In that case, you can delegate exactly what has to be done. On other occasions, you can solve the problem with the help of someone else. In that situation, everyone has to work as a team. Now, there are also the cases in which you will have to act alone. Ideally, you should avoid that situation, but at least look for someone to support you. It can be someone who can hold you accountable for your actions, your progress, or someone you can talk to, or even someone who can give you some professional advice. Your action plan should only be decided after these 5W questions have defined your problem. You can think of the 5W 2H method as a two-steps process. The first step is answering these 5W questions, where you define clearly the problem, what must be done, what problem has to be solved, what goal should be reached. And only after you know what will be done, why it should be done, where it will be done, when and who will do it, then you can go to the second step and answer the 2H questions. The first H question is how, as in, how will this problem be solved? In practice, this is the point where you're going to start to write down your action plan, a series of tasks that can lead you from your current situation to the solution of a problem. That is why you ideally have to answer the how question in a to-do list, always starting with bullet points with an infinitive verb. If you don't know how to solve the problem, the first task on this list should be searching for a solution. And this can be made by consulting professionals to advise you on that situation, or by searching in books or on the internet or other sources about a potential solution to your problem. A good technique that can help you to answer the first H question is starting from the end and then going backwards. By doing that, you can visualize how your life would be like once your problem is solved, and then decide what is the step that you immediately made before that, and then the one before that, and then before that, and before that, until you reach your current situation. The to-do list must be as complete as possible. However, it doesn't need to be perfect. It is very likely, as you complete your tasks, you'll find room for new, unpredicted tasks, and it is alright. You just have to write down your new tasks, move forward with your plan. After your initial to-do list, it is time to answer the final question. How much? How much will that action plan cost you to solve that problem or to reach your goal? This expense estimation can be made by observing your to-do list and noting down how much every single task will cost you. What tools do you need to buy? What professionals will you have to hire? What other resources are you going to be spending your money on? Knowing how much everything will cost is important for you to be able to be sure that you can afford your plan. And if you're not, then you need to find a way to make a plan cheaper, or to make more money, or postpone your plan until you're able to afford it. The 5W2H method breaks down barriers between who you are now and who you would like to be. Problems to be solved and goals to be reached represent often a barrier between who we currently are and who we would like to become. We're always trying to break down those barriers. However, we rarely have a clear method to break them down in an effective manner. 5W2H is that method. It is simple enough to be used by anyone, requiring only pen and paper, and it is also efficient enough to be used for personal matters and business plans alike. If you use a good methodology long-term, as we teach on a Planning Your Life training, then you have a perfect combo to have great problem-solving skills and also goal-reaching skills. And at the same time, you also have to act on practical daily situations in which you achieve your dreams in a way that is in line with your personal values. So let's do a test. Choose a problem or a goal of yours and use the comment section below to answer these 7 5W2H questions about how you can solve a problem or how you can reach your goal. What exactly is the problem? Why do you need to solve it? Where will you act on it? When will you finish? Who are you going to solve it with? How are you going to solve the problem? And how much is it going to cost you? Write down the answers in the comment section. Seeing other people's answers might be an additional motivation for you to act. However, if you like more privacy, well, you can write them down in a notebook. The important part is to actually take action to break down that barrier between who you are and who you'd like to be with these problems solved. 5W2H is a method created to define problems and help you find solutions. It is composed of 7 simple and efficient questions that have helped us to solve problems for millennia. So whenever you have to solve something, just write down the answers to these questions. What, why, where, when, who, how, and how much. The answers will simplify your problem and give you an action plan to solve it. And if you want to use this method in a more meaningful way, you can use those questions combined with a greater life plan. You need a plan that will cover your problems, your goals, and also your life's purpose. You can learn how to create a plan like that in the Planning Your Life course, which you can access right now by using the following link, arata.se/planning your life.